Hey, good morning, everybody. It is early morning here. I'm in San Antonio, Texas. I've been sitting on my porch probably for the last hour, just drinking my morning tea and journaling. And I was just working on a journal prompt that I had given my 30-day sanity group that I'm running right now. And it was just more of how to keep the body healthy and the mind healthy through everything that we're going through right now. And one of the prompts that I had was actually at day one, so it was 2 days ago. And I was doing it today. And I do this quite often, and I've done a video on this probably a year or so ago. It's a very common practice for me, especially when I'm feeling the overwhelm, anxiety about so much going on. And right now with us being in this pandemic, and some of us are social distancing, and some of us are like, oh my God, now I can do this, or you know, I'm struggling here, and just crazy overwhelm. Truth of the matter, like the last 6 days, I struggled bad. I was having a hard time. You know, we had spring break, and then my boys, you know, spring break was kind of a free-for-all, and then my boys' school shut down, so they were here for a week, and I had to figure out how to manage them. And then a week later, my husband stopped working, and so we had to kind of, you know, we had so many moving parts going on in the house, and then homeschooling the boys. So I kind of went into this like crazy overwhelm. I have a home business that I run. I have a coaching program I run. You know, my boys had to sit down, and we had to figure out and navigate through this new online schooling. And, you know, my husband and I started some projects around the house. And so it all just kind of came crashing down on me. And I started to feel like the pressure and the stress come in here. And I was just feeling that overwhelm. It just felt like it was just coming and coming. And one of the things that I did slack on for a few days was my non-negotiable, which is my morning meditation, my morning journaling, things that let me wake up, get centered, get ready, so that way I can bring my best self to my family. And I wasn't doing that, and I found that's why I got super stressed. And you guys, you know, when you feel like you got headaches and it's just because that stress is coming up, it's because you're just allowing your body to absorb it. You know, and I battle a lot of it with my nutrition, and that probably helped a lot, because if I didn't have that, I probably would just be like in full-on depression mode or something. So anyways, I wanted to share a little bit of what the journal prompt was today to see if it would help you. It's such a great practice. I call it the brain dump, and maybe you've heard it or not heard it. But in my journal entry, I just sit here, and it's not a to-do list. I want you to get this right. It's not a to-do list. In our heads, we tend to cycle so many things that we feel we need to get done. Sometimes we're upset because we're not getting certain things done. And it's just like, I haven't done this yet. I still need to do this. I haven't done that yet. And you just go on and on and on. And then all of a sudden that overwhelm kicks in, and then you get upset and, you know, just defeated, disappointed, and all the things happen. So here is what I do. In my journal, I always write 3 things I'm grateful for at the top. I put a little bit about how I was just feeling emotionally this morning, just to kind of check in with myself there. And then I just started writing brain dump. Like, guys, these are just things like put the printer in the boys' room, and, you know, work on the kids' schedule. I have to find a new self-care morning routine because I have to change things a little bit. So what I've been doing for the last, you know, few months is not going to work anymore. You know, I'm talking about like my customer service. I have to get with all of my customers that I haven't been able to, you know, with so much going on. For those of you who have home businesses or businesses, you know, customer service is a huge thing. And I have that on there, you know, I have to build my desk. So all these things, I just started writing. And as I started writing, there's online classes I haven't finished yet, and, you know, books I wanted to read. And I just started writing, and it just started to flow. And then as I was writing, I could just feel like, okay, like there's certain things that I know that I'm like gonna stop cycling through my mind, because they're gonna have to wait, because some of them need me to get out in public or do things like that. Or some of them I'm like, you know, in the grand scheme of things, that's not as important as I thought as it was before. And it just allows you to take a look at it. And then as I was writing it down, all of a sudden some low-hanging fruit popped up. I'm like, oh, well, as soon as I do this video for everybody, I'm going to go in and do these 5 things real quick and just get them out. But even though they're super low-hanging fruit and they're easy to do, I just allowed it to get in the mix of all these bigger things I needed to get done, right? And so therefore, you don't get that movement. And guys, happiness comes with progress, right? Not with completing everything, not just saying, oh my God, my entire brain dump list is done. Now I'm going to be happy. And that's BS, because there's going to be a new list coming right behind it. what comes from being happy is that you're progressing through something. You're progressing something. You know, my husband's working on a project in our backyard, and he's been working really hard, I know, and he's not done yet, but he's happy getting through it because he's progressing, right? You know, we're working on a project in my neighborhood with making homemade face masks, and it's amazing. And right now I'm kind of in project management mode, and I see these women, and everyone is just happy because they're progressing and they're doing something, right? They're doing something for somebody else. And I want you to be able to do that, because sometimes just taking it out of here and putting it into something else really puts perspective and might allow you to breathe a little bit better. My list probably has over 100 things. I went to almost 2 pages of it. I bet you if I sat down, I could still keep going, but these were the things that mostly just cycle through my brain over and over and over and over and over again. You know, sometimes I wake up and think about these things like, I haven't done that yet. I'm supposed to do that yesterday. Why haven't I done that? And then, you know, then you get caught in this new mix, right? Now we're trying to navigate through this new normal. Now everything that we were, you know, overwhelmed with everything, and now we've got this whole stack of other things, right? And so now that everything that we had to do before and these new things, now they're mixed together, and now it's just like, right? So I want you guys to take some time today. I know earlier in my video, I'd asked you guys to write down things that made you happy, do the things that brought you joy. You know, one of the things that brought me joy was to get out for a walk and just be out in nature. And I did that yesterday with my son, and it was amazing. It was exactly what I needed to fill my cup for me to set the rest of the day up. But today I'm asking you to go in and just grab a piece of paper. It can be in your phone. You can sit there right now in your notes on your phone and just start to brain dump everything that you're thinking about that you have to get done, that you haven't done yet. You know, maybe you want to lose those 10 pounds. You know, maybe you want to find out home business. Maybe you need to look for a new job. Maybe you need to update your resume. Maybe you need to go and rake the leaves in your house. Maybe you need to paint something. Maybe you need to go and figure out what the meal plan is going to be this week. Whatever it might be, those things, just get them all down. And I promise you, as it's coming down, some of those bigger items that you need to get done, like some of my bigger items for me is like paint and redo and redecorate. Those are bigger things. Right now, I was really desperate to get it done. I'm not as desperate right now because in the grand scheme of things, it's not the most important thing on my list. So I'm going to stop walking through my living room and getting mad that I haven't started it yet, okay? You know, there's all kinds of, you know, tasks, little things. So, you know, for me, I gotta go get stickers for my cars because they've expired. You know, I probably should get on that week. It's kind of low-hanging fruit. I just need to sit at my computer and just do it, right? But because I allowed all these big things to get in, these tiny little things that would take seconds to do, we don't move forward. And I will tell you guys, I promise you, progression equals happiness. If you are progressing somewhere, if you're moving in the right direction in your life, if you're doing things, maybe you're tackling your to-do list, or maybe you're doing things that make you happy, whatever it might be, you will start to feel less weight on your shoulders. And listen, there's a few things I added to my list that I might even delegate, right? I might even delegate. I'm like, you know what? I can probably send this to the lady who helps me, my assistant. I can send this to her. She can probably do a better job at this than me, right? And there's some things on my list that I'm like, you know what? I'm going to revisit that, and I might just never do that because I want to do something else. And so those are the things that are okay. But just feel it, write it. You know, I was just getting excited because I'm like, oh my God, I forgot about this. I forgot about this. I forgot about this. And now I just feel better. So now I'm going to go in, and I'm probably going to tackle 5 things that I wrote on this. You know, I won't keep coming back to this list. I just did it to the exercise of just pouring it out, right? I probably won't look at those pages ever again. I'll tackle the few things I need to do. And then now I know I've come to peace with some of the things that I had. And then now I know to put focus where I want to put focus. So I hope this, guys, helps you. The brain dump is so important. Grab a book, grab a paper. I don't care what it is. Tissue, not toilet paper because you're running out of that. But whatever it is, write it down and just sit quietly and just write. I promise you this will be such a good thing for your heart, for your head, and you'll just feel better about getting some things done. Love you guys.